Yes, hello and welcome back once more, all my YouTubers, as we go into part 2 of the racing highlights from the Scottish Classics race event that was held at Drumclog in 2017. Now we're going to continue now with the pre-1975 up to 300cc class. Not a huge lineup of riders, of course, because this is just a local club scramble and not a national event, so the numbers aren't as you'd expect from one of these big scramble events. But as they leave the line, looks like a good start by Darryl Wiley there on the 4-stroke Honda, number 22. Number 109 going through is one of the lady riders in the club. That's Sarah Louise Nelson. So as the riders come from the far side of the track, it looks like Derek McCauley is taking the early lead in this race on the 250 Bull Taco machine. Kenny Harper just going through there, number 118. So as they come round to complete lap 1, it's Derek McCauley on the 250 Bull Taco Persang. Remember, only 4 laps for these vintage bikes, and as I mentioned previously, sometimes when I did racing back in the day, I always thought that 4 laps was 2 laps too many, but that's just my opinion. So here's your race leader. It's number 29, Derek McCauley. Second is number 3, that's Tommy Anderson on the 250 Husqvarna machine. Number 36 coming towards us, that's David Wiley, that's the father of Darryl. And as you can see, the weather's still perfect here at Bank Farm in Drumclog for this Scottish Classic event. So we're looking to the far side of the track to pick up our race leader. It's still Derek McCauley on the 250 Bull Taco Persang. Second is still Tommy Anderson. These guys had a really good race in the previous 2 races here, so it looks like it's business as usual at the front with these 2 guys. So it's Derek McCauley, your race leader. Second is Tommy Anderson. Nice natural landscape here at Bank Farm. No man-made jumps or berms, just natural ground. So it's still Derek McCauley, your race leader. Second is Tommy Tommy nearly came a cropper that time, but he's still on the bike. So we're looking once more at David Wiley just coming through on the 250 Honda 4-stroke machine. Kenny Harper is just behind him. Kenny Harper's riding his 250 Bull Taco Persang this time. And number 109 there is Sarah Louise Nelson on her Husqvarna. So as our race leaders both come round to start their last and final lap, it's still advantage to Derek McCauley, number 29 on the 250 Bull Taco Persang, the Spanish machine, and Tommy Anderson in second position there on the Swedish Husqvarna 250. But 2 very quick and nimble little motocross machines here, these 2 strokes. But it's still Derek Anderson, but Tommy's going down the inside, and looks like Tommy's taking the lead, but Derek's still fighting back to try and regain that track position. So as they head towards the checkered flag on their last and final lap, it's a slight advantage to Tommy Anderson, but Derek McCauley dives down the inside and retakes that pole position. So as they make their way towards the checkered flag, there's 2 or 3 turns to go, but it looks like it's going to be Derek McCauley who's going to take the win. Yes, it is. It's Derek McCauley, the race win. Second is going to be Tommy Anderson, and in third position it's going to be Ian Robertson. Okay, next up we have the riders in the pre-1968 class. Quite a good lineup of old vintage bikes here. I think it was Andrew King who did well in the previous race, but it looks like Andrew King has made a good start once again. Dougie Meek is in there in second position. So as we pick up our race leader, it is in fact Andrew King on the HIS Stormer bike. These are very light and very quick little bikes to throw around this track. Dougie Meek there, number 45, is in second position. Colin Flockhart is doing well there in third. Number 5 going through is Gordon Watson. So as the riders come around to cross the line to start lap 2, it's still Andrew King, your race leader, from number 45. Dougie Meek, number 71 is Brian Aird, number 40 is Colin Flockhart, and we're looking at number 41. That's Peter Dobinson on the Rickman Triumph. Now the wind is still absolutely howling around this Bank Farm racetrack, and there were points in the day when it was quite hard to keep the camera steady enough to film these guys on their race bikes, but nevertheless we'll persevere. But we're looking at number 40 there, that's Colin Flockhart just going through. Number 164 is Stuart Riddle, number 72 is Clifford Hardesty, and number 73 is Tom Forsyth. Number 5 just making his way through there is Gordon Watson. Tom Lewis there bringing up the rear on his lovely Rickman BSA number 6. Quite a nice bike this. I've featured this machine on my YouTube channel before. So as Andrew King comes round to complete another racing lap on the HIS Stormer, second is still number 45, that's Dougie Meek. 71 is Brian Aird on the BSA. 41 again there is Peter Dobinson on the Rickman Triumph Twin. Number 40 is Colin Flockhart on the Shenny BSA bike, beautiful looking machine, and Stuart Riddle just chasing Colin for that track position. So here is your race leader, Andrew King on the HIS Stormer. Dougie Meek is still in second position on the Rickman BSA. Brian Aird, number 71. Peter Dobinson there on one of his Rickman Triumph machines. Peter also has a lovely cotton Triumph Twin, which is another very nice looking bike. But here's your race leader as he comes round to start his last and final lap of this pre-68 class race. It's Andrew King, number 293. Stuart Riddle there, number 164 on the twin port CZ, is racing Colin Flockhart on that lovely Shenny BSA bike. So we're looking at our second placed rider, number 45, Dougie Meek on the Rickman BSA machine. And once again, number 164 is Stuart Riddle, having a nice little dice with Colin Flockhart. Quite a nice rare bike this, 1964 CZ twin porter of Stuart Riddle's. Colin Flockhart looking to try and steal that track position from Stuart. So here's your race leader as he comes round to take the checkered flag. It's going to be yet another win for the youngster, Andrew King, riding of course that Charlie Robertson HIS Stormer. So it's a win for Andrew King. Okay, next up we are moving on to the pre-1975 over 300cc class. Looks like another good start by Archie Baird. Archie Baird has been riding absolutely superbly here at Bank Farm. It looks like he's off to another belter of a start on that 380 CZ machine. So it's Archie Baird, number 180. In second position, looks like it's Les Calderwood, number 50, on the Joe Maxwell CCM bike. Number 14 is Brian Hamilton. Number 24 is Derek Falls. So your race leader is still number 180, Archie Baird, the deep sea diver for his day job. Archie's quite a local man from this area, so not much travel. Ooh, it looks like Archie's slammed that back brake on and stalled his CZ machine, so your new race leader will be now number 50, Les Calderwood. Second is number 1, John Fleming, also riding one of those 360 or 380 CZ bikes, but Les Calderwood is now your race leader, riding that 580cc Alan Clues derived CCM bike. Big powerful 4-stroke machine, but it looks like John Fleming is looking to go round the outside, but Les is still managing to hold on to that track position. And as usual, no sooner have I made that remark than John Fleming takes the lead of this race. So it's John Fleming, your race leader. Second is number 50, Les Calderwood on the CCM. Now we're just looking to find out who is in third position, but Les is riding a good race here. It's Derek Falls, in fact, who is now your third placed position rider. Derek Falls riding that 360 Bultaco Persang, number 24, but it looks like Archie Baird has got his bike up and running again and starting to move through the pack. So Archie Baird currently sitting in fourth position, so look out for Archie moving up the pecking order as this race progresses. Now once again, of course, only 4 laps for these classic bikes. So we're looking at number 50, Les Calderwood, going through, but here's your race leader. It's number 1, John Fleming. I think John is riding an almost identical bike to Archie Baird, so as they cross the line for the last lap, it's Les Calderwood there, number 50, in second position. Derek Falls is in third, but it looks like Archie Baird is looking to try and take that third place position, and it does so. So Archie Baird certainly on the move in this last lap. So it's still John Fleming, number 1, your race leader. Second is Leslie Calderwood, number 50. Third is Archie Baird. Looks like Archie's now lining up Les Calderwood for that second placed position. Now remember, these are just the highlights of each race. If you think that the races are quite short, they've just cut the video down just to make it a more manageable size rather than have a big long video of over an hour long. But here's your race leader as he comes round to take his first win of the day. It's John Archie Baird just shot across the line there, hoping to try and beat John Fleming to the checkered flag. So I don't know if John Fleming actually did win that particular race. But anyhow, we're back to the pre-1984 class, or the twin shock class as it used to be known. Quite a good lineup of riders for this race. We're just waiting on the OK from the track marshal to say that the track is clear and good to go. But keep your eye on the right hand side of the track there, and Rob Weldon in the blue, who collides with John Stokes. I think John Stokes locked his back brake up going into the corner and slid off the bike, and I think Rob Weldon had nowhere to go and ran into him. So here is your race leader. It's number 233. It's Graham Smith. Second is Chris Cannon. Third is David Loudon on the YZ Yamaha. Number 53 going through, of course, is Bill Brown. So we're just picking up our race leader, who of course is number 233. That's Graham Smith on the 400 Suzuki. Second is Chris Cannon, also riding, I think it's a 400 Suzuki. Third is David Loudon on the YZ465 Yamaha. Steve Moore is fourth. It looks like Robert Kennedy is in fifth position. Looks like Jim Grieve is out on an old 250 Michael. Remember, Jim did very well in one of the previous pre-1984 class races, but here he is on an old, what looks like an old 250 bike. Number 34 just going through there, that's Alistair Aitken, who has come from the west coast of Scotland to take part in this race event. But it looks like John Stokes is back up and running again on his 1983 490 Michael Spider. So we just look to the far side of the track, pick up our race leader. As you can see, the weather is still quite good here, but still a howling wind, but nevertheless, as we look at our race leader, number 233, it's Graham Smith going through. Graham always gives me the impression that he's sitting on the back mudguard on these bikes, because Graham's quite tall like myself. I'm 6'4", but I think Graham's even taller than that. He always seems to me like he's sitting on the back mudguard of the bike. Second is David Loudon. Third is number 81 here, that's Chris Cannon. Number 47 is Steve Moore, and number 54 is Robert Kennedy on the 560 CCM bike. Just coming towards us is Bill Porteous, number 52. Number 217 is Peter Maxwell. And we're looking at number 115, that's Jim Grieve. Looks like an old 1982 or 83 Michael machine. So it's still Graham Smith, your race leader, number 233 on the Suzuki. Second now is David Loudon, number 75. Third is this man here, number 81, Chris Cannon. Three very quick riders in this pre-1984 class. I think Chris is riding a 400 twin shock Suzuki. I may be wrong in that assumption, but it certainly looks like a 400 bike. So it's still Graham Smith, your race leader. We're looking at number 54, that's Robert Kennedy Jr. on the 560 CCM, who's just passed Steve Moore, number 47 on the 490 Michael. But it was a win for Graham Smith, with David Loudon in second place, as the rest of the pack make their way to complete their last and final lap of this pre-1984 class race. Okay, next up we move into the second half of the racing programme, and this is the age-related races, where it's the age of the rider that determines which class you're racing in, and this is the first of those races, the over 60s class. So as the riders leave the line, looks like a good start by Tom Forsyth there on the inside. Dougie Meeks also made a good start. Looks like everybody's safely away as they head to the far side of the racetrack. It looks like Peter Dobinson is your race leader on the Rickman Triumph. It is indeed number 41, Peter Dobinson. Second is Dougie Meek, number 45. Third is Tom Forsyth. Number 14 is Brian Hamilton. Number 155 there is another one of the lady riders in the club. That's Helen Cahill. So it looks like Dougie Meek is your new race leader. Peter Dobinson in second position there, and it looks like we could be just about to see some rain here at this Bank Farm racetrack. So as our race leader crosses the line for the first time. It's Dougie Meek, your race leader. Second is Peter Dobinson. Third is Stuart Riddle on the twin port CZ. Tom Forsyth, number 73, is behind him. Number 14 is Brian Hamilton. Number 72 is Clifford Hardesty. And number 51 is Ian Ridley. But it's still Dougie Meek, your race leader, as we look at the second place man, number 41, Peter Dobinson, on his Rickman Triumph Twin. Very quick bike this. So it's Dougie Meek, your race leader, as he comes round to complete another lap. Peter Dobinson is still in second position in this first over 60s class race. Some of these guys may be over 60, but certainly doesn't slow them down any. Very quick riders for the over 60s class. So it's still Dougie Meek, your race leader, number 41. Peter Dobinson in second spot. And just coming through is number 164, that's Stuart Riddle on the CZ twin port machine. I think that's Stuart's 250 he could be riding. Number 73 is Tom Forsyth. Number 14 is Brian Hamilton. 72 is Cliff Hardesty, being chased by number 51 Ian Ridley. And as I mentioned earlier, we may have a look at Ian's lovely BSA in more detail in a future video here on Classic Dirt Bike TV, so please look out for that. So here's your race leader as he crosses the line to start his last and final lap. It's Dougie Meek, number 45, on his Rickman BSA. Peter Dobinson, number 41, is still in second position. But this has been a good ride again by Dougie Meek as the rain begins to fall here on Bank Farm. But with me being such a professional cameraman, I'm going to stand my ground and take my punishment, as they say. So we're looking at our race leader as he comes round to complete his last and final lap. It's going to be a win for number 45, Dougie Meek, on the Rickman BSA bike. Second should be Peter Dobinson, number 41. Third is Stuart Riddle, number 164, on that very nice CZ twin porter. Number 5 just coming towards us there, that's Gordon Watson. He's also riding a beautiful BSA Victor machine. Okay, next up we have the first race for the over 50s class. The guys are just lined up at the line there, just waiting on the OK from the starter. And as they leave the line, it looks like another good start by Archie Baird. Archie Baird has been riding absolutely superbly here at Bank Farm. So it is Archie Baird, number 180, your early race leader. Looks like John Fleming is in second position as the rain starts to fall here on Bank Farm. So it's still Archie Baird, your race leader. Second is number 1, John Fleming. Third is Derek McCauley. Fourth is Leslie Calderwood, number 50. And Ian Robertson just going through there. Number 118 is Kenny Harper on one of his beautiful Bultaco machines. So it looks like everybody's getting the umbrellas put up to hide from the rain. So it's still number 180, Archie Baird, who is your race leader. Second now is Derek McCauley on that 250 Bultaco purse sign. John Fleming is now third. Ian Robertson is now fourth, and Les Calderwood is just crossing the line in fifth position. And in the background you can just about hear the rain lashing down here at Bank Farm, but nevertheless we're looking at our race leader, number 29, Derek McCauley from Arbroath. Derek very quick on these Spanish bull tackle machines. Second is still Archie Baird, number 180. Third is John Fleming, number 100 is Ian Robertson on his Can-Am machine. Leslie Calderwood just going through there on his big CCM bike. So it's still this man here, number 29, Derek McCauley, your race leader. Second is Archie Baird. Third is John Fleming. Fourth is now Ian Robertson. Ian is riding that very quick Can-Am machine with the Rotax engine in it. So here's our race leader, Derek McCauley, absolutely flying around this Bank Farm racetrack on the Spanish 250 bull tackle. Archie Baird, number 180 on the CZ bike. John Fleming just behind him, and these two bikes almost identical. Number 100 again is Ian Robertson. So as our race leader comes round to complete another racing lap, it's still 29, Derek McCauley. Once you get these little bull tackles hooked up and set right, these are very quick bikes around a tight and twisty racetrack. It's still Archie Baird, number 180 in second position. John Fleming is still third. So as these riders begin their last and final lap of this over 50s race, Les Calderwood just crossing the finish line. As we look at our race leader, Derek McCauley, number 29. It looks like Derek's heading towards yet another win here at Bank Farm in Drumclog. Derek's been riding very well on this 250 bull tackle today, and it looks like he's heading for a win in the over 50s class if he doesn't let Archie Baird by, of course. Number 180 there in second position. But it's still John Fleming in third, but it's going to be a win for Derek McCauley with Archie Baird in second place. Okay, we're back to the pre-1984 class. Remember, the pre-1984 class get 6 races with the Scottish Classic Club. So if you've got an old pre-1984 or twin shock bike and you want to join the club, then you get 6 races in this class. So as they leave the line, it looks like Jim Grieve is now back out on his S1 490, and he's made a very good start, and looks like Jim's got the whole shot on his Myco. Looks like Chris Cannon is in second position. So it's number 115, Jim Grieve on the Myco only S1. Second is 81, Chris Cannon. Third is Graham Smith. Number 151 just going through is John Stokes. John's hoping to get a better result than his last race when he had that first spill at the turn 1. So we're looking just to see our rest of our chasing pack making their way through to the far side of the track. So we're just looking to pick up our race leader. Of course, last time round it was Jim Grieve, number 115 on the Myco, and it still is Jim Grieve, your race leader. Looks like Jim is doing much better on the 490 bike than he did when he was riding the old 250 machine in a previous race, but Jim's already starting to open up a gap on the rest of the chasing pack here. I think it's still at second position is Chris Cannon, number 81 on the Suzuki. Third is Graham Smith on the Suzuki in third. Looks like David Loudon is now in fourth. John Stokes, number 151, going through there, trying to make up a couple of track positions as he chases down Steve Moore and Bill Porteous. Bill Porteous in the yellow there, but Bill Porteous looks like he's going to make a move on Steve Moore, but I think he couldn't make the corner and he slammed that back brake on, and it looks like Bill Porteous has lost his track position there. So that was a bit of a shame because he was making a move on Steve Moore there, but fortunately didn't pay off. So we're looking at our race leader, number 115, Jim Grieve, as he completes another racing lap. And doesn't appear to be many challengers for the second place position in this race. Looks like Jim's got quite a comfortable lead, but this is a battle for second and third between Graham Smith on the RM Suzuki and Chris Cannon also riding an RM Suzuki bike. Two very talented riders here, so this could be a good scrap to the finish line between Graham Smith and Chris Cannon. David Loudon there keeping a watching brief in fourth position. David riding that 465YZ Yamaha. But it's still Jim Grieve, your race leader. Second is number 233, it's Graham Smith. Third is Chris Cannon, number 81, with David Loudon in fourth position. And so it's the man who conquered Everest, Jim Grieve, coming round to start his last and final lap of this race. Jim riding that Michael Only S1. Second is Graham Smith. It looks like third position now is David Loudon. He looks to have passed Chris Cannon for that third place position. So it's Jim Grieve first, second is Graham Smith, third is David Loudon, and fourth is Chris Cannon. Looks like David Loudon is possibly even lining up a second place position as they head through on the last and final lap of this race. So it's still Jim Grieve, your race leader. Second is this man here, number 233, Graham Smith. Third is David Loudon, number 75, on that quite quick YZ465 Yamaha. So a good scrap there to the finish line between these two riders. But Jim Grieve is just exiting the last few turns as he comes up to take the checkered flag, and it's going to be a win for number 115, Jim Grieve. We're just looking to see who's going to cross the line in second. It is in fact Graham Smith, and David Loudon, number 75, is going to take a well-deserved third place finish. Okay, next up we're back to the old timers once again, myself included. These are the over 60s class for their second age-related race. So we're just waiting on the track marshal, giving the starter the OK to let the riders go. Quite a good lineup of over 60s riders at this event. Oh, looks like Tom Forsyth popped a massive wheelie there as he let the clutch out on his BSA, but it looks like Brian Hamilton got the whole shot in this race. So as they all head to the far side of the racetrack, it is indeed Brian Hamilton who is in the lead, but Dougie Meek has now just taken the lead of this race, number 45 on the BSA, the Rickman BSA. Peter Dobinson is in third position, Stuart Riddle is in fourth, Clifford Hardesty is in fifth, Ian Ridley there, number 51, and number 155 is once again one of the lady riders, that's Helen Cahill. So we're looking at number 14, Brian Hamilton, as he heads to the far side of the track. Brian is in second position with Peter Dobinson very close behind, and Stuart Riddle behind him. But it looks like Dougie Meek is the man to beat in this over 60s class race as he comes round to complete lap 1. So it's Dougie Meek, your race leader. Second now is Stuart Riddle on the Twin Port CZ. Brian Hamilton is in third now on the CZ, and Peter Dobinson is in fourth on the Rickman Triumph. So it looks like it's still number 45, Dougie Meek, your race leader. It doesn't look like anybody's close enough to make a challenge for that pole position as yet. So it looks like Dougie's looking very comfortable there in first position. It looks like Stuart Riddle is still in second spot, number 164 on the Twin Port CZ. Third position now is number 41, Peter Dobinson. So we've got the nimble little two-stroke of Stuart Riddles, who's facing up to the big 500cc Triumph twin of Peter Dobinson's. So here's Dougie Meek, your race leader, coming round to cross the line to finish another racing lap. Dougie has also ridden superbly here at Bank Farm. So Dougie crosses the line to complete another lap, but it's a good battle here between Stuart Riddle and Peter Dobinson for that second place position. Stuart Riddle currently in second place with Peter Dobinson in third. But this has been another good ride by Dougie Meek, number 45 on the Rickman BSAs. He comes round to start his last and final lap of this over 60s race. Looks like Peter Dobinson is now in second position. Stuart Riddle has been demoted to third. Fourth place now is number 51 here. That's Ian Ridley on his lovely BSA Victor. As we look at number 73, that's Tom Forsyth just making his way through. But it's going to be another win for this man here, number 45, Dougie Meek. He looks like he's in a very comfortable position to take that win. Peter Dobinson is still in second position, but quite a bit behind, so it looks like Dougie Meek is still going to take the win of this over 60s class race. So it is indeed a win for number 45, Dougie Meek on the Rickman BSA. Okay, next up we're away again with the over 50s class. And it looks like John Fleming's made quite a good start in this race. Archie Baird is in second position. Les Calderwood's also made a decent start with Ian Robertson there in fourth position. So it looks like it's Archie Baird now your race leader. Second is John Fleming. Third is Les Calderwood. Fourth now is Ian Robertson as they all make their way to the far side of the racetrack. So it still is Archie Baird, your race leader, who's been riding absolutely fantastically here at Bank Farm. So as they come round to complete lap 1, it's number 180, Archie Baird on the 380 CZ bike. Second is John Fleming on an almost identical machine. Third is Derek McCauley on the 250 Bultaco. Les Calderwood, number 50, is riding the big 580 CCM bike with Ian Robertson close behind on the Can-Am. But this is another excellent ride by Archie Baird. Second is still John Fleming, but it looks like Derek McCauley's looking to have a go for that second place position. It looks like Ian Robertson has also now passed Les Calderwood for that fourth placed spot. So as they come round to complete lap 2, it's still Archie Baird, number 180. Second is John Fleming. So Archie Baird riding that 380 CZ absolutely superbly. Made one mistake earlier on, but Archie's certainly making up for that slight misdemeanour in a previous race. So it's Archie Baird, number 180, your race leader. Second is number 1, John Fleming. Third is Derek McCauley on the 250 bull tackle. Fourth is Ian Robertson, number 100. And just coming up now is number 50. That's Les Calderwood on the Joe Maxwell CCM bike. And just making his way through there is number 118. That's Kenny Harper on one of his absolutely immaculate bull tackles. Now you may have seen Kenny's bull tackles in previous videos here on my YouTube channel. A couple of really nice looking bikes. It looks like Derek McCauley, who was riding superbly there, has got a problem with his 250 bull tackle. He's parked up track side there. So here's your race leader as he starts his last and final lap. It's Archie Baird, number 180. And I think Derek McCauley was challenging for that second place position, but it looks like he's got some kind of mechanical issue with his Spanish bull tackle. But here's your second placed rider. It's number 1, John Fleming. I think this is also a 380 cc bike. Ian Robertson now is moved up into third position. But as they make their way through on the last and final lap, it's certainly a win for Archie Baird, number 180, with John Fleming coming through in second position. Okay, that brings us quite nicely to the final race of the day. This is the pre-1984 class for the last time of asking, and another good collection of riders for this final race of the day here at Bank Farm in Drumclog, and I hope you've enjoyed both parts of the racing footage from this event. And don't forget, if you like what you see here on my channel, then please hit that thumbs up button, or even better still, just subscribe. So we're just looking at number 53 going through there. That's Bill Brown, the World Sport owner. But thankfully the rain didn't come to too much, so the track is still absolutely perfect for racing. So here's your race leader as he comes round to complete lap 1. It's John Stokes, number 151, riding that 1983 490 Michael Spider. Second position is Jim Grieve. Third is Graham Smith. Fourth is number 75, that's David Loudon. Fifth is Steve Moore. Sixth is Chris Cannon. Number 52 is Bill Porteous. Number 34 is Alistair Aitken. Number 727 is Rab Weldon. So we're looking at the battle for third position between Graham Smith and David Loudon. Graham Smith riding that RM Suzuki, and David Loudon riding that 465 Yamaha bike. So it looks like both these bikes are quite well matched. So John Stokes crosses the line to complete another lap, number 151. Very quick bike, these 490 Michael Spiders. You may have seen a couple of videos that I posted about these bikes on my channel in the past. Weren't of course Michael's greatest bikes, but they were certainly quite very quick when you got them all sorted, of course. Number 115 is Jim Grieve, number 233 is Graham Smith, and number 75 there is David Loudon. Chris Cannon coming through there, number 81, with Steve Moore close behind. I did expect Chris Cannon to be further up the field, but he maybe never got such a good start in this race. Number 34 is Alistair Aitken just going through, as the rest of the chasing pack make their way through. Rob Weldon there in the blue, riding that Michael only machine. And number 27 there, second from the back, is Mike Doby on his 250 Honda red Rocket. So our current race leader, John Stokes, gets the last lap flag. Jim Grieve is in second position. David Loudon is still in third. So this has been a good ride by John Stokes at the front of this pre-1984 class race. And this is a battle for second position between Jim Grieve, number 115, and David Loudon, number 75. But looks like John Stokes is in a very good position to take the win of this last and final race of the day. So it looks like David Loudon is making a move on Jim Grieve, but Jim Grieve closes the door and keeps that second place position. So it's still John Stokes, your race leader. Second is Jim Grieve. Third is David Loudon, number 75. As these three riders head towards the checkered flag. And we're just watching the rest of our chasing pack going through. Number 27 there is Mike Doby, riding his Honda CR250 red Rocket. But here is your race leader as he comes round to take the checkered flag in this last and final race of the day here at Bank Farm in Drumclog. So once again, I do hope you've enjoyed all the racing highlights from this event, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see, or even better still, subscribe. So once again, thanks for watching Classic Dirt Bike TV.